Other interesting business news, you have Jeff Bezos to sell $5 billion of Amazon stock, and even after that sale, he'll still own 912 million shares, which is quite a vintage pretty penny to say the least, with vintage pennies being 99.99% copper, also known as worth something, as opposed to modern pennies, which are 99.99% zinc and just simply copper plated. Sad, but probably apt metaphor for the US monetary system and our fiat money. Now, this comes to us thanks to Yahoo Finance, one of the original OG search engines. Specifically, is written by the name of Tom Maloney, saying Bezos to sell $5 billion of Amazon and shares hit a record high. And it looks like it equates to about 25, oh my gosh, yeah, 25 million shares worth about $5 billion. New record. Bezos sold more than 8.5 billion over 9-day trading in February this year. First time he disposed of company stock since 2021. The additional sales would bring a total of his year's stock to 13.5 billion until the government steals it. I mean taxes. And it says billion would still hold 912 million shares, or about 8.8% of Amazon, which in terms of a founder still having equity in the company, that is one of the largest stakes. And granted, he worked he's earned every penny. He worked like 105 hours a week plus for most of his life. And they also know that he's the world's second richest person with a net worth of 221.6 billion, according to Bloomberg Wealth Index. Granted, that's also kind of goes back and forth between him, Elon, and then I forget the gentleman's name, but there's a gentleman that owns LMH Brands, which is a holding company for like all the luxury manufacturers you could ever possibly comprehend for fashion. Let's see here. It looks like Amazon, the price per share about $200, and it's the highest price since the 1997 public listing when they IPO'd, which in terms of timing being crazy or time went by way too quick, it's fascinating to think that when Jeff Bezos first thought of the idea of Amazon and he was going around finding shareholders, he had to explain to them the concept of the internet. He had to tell them how you're going to buy books off your computer. And that's how he got his first investors. He had to explain the concept of the internet. And I mean, nowadays, of course, the internet is just a day-to-day thing that most people take for granted and also waste copious amounts of time and resources and energy with. And yeah, it looks like, and of course, this is why politics matter. Jeff Bezos also announced that he's moving to Miami from the Seattle area because Seattle, stupidly, they instituted a 7% capital gains tax in 2022, something Florida doesn't have, which means that's quite literally going to save him hundreds of millions of dollars. Granted, the federal government will still kneecap him and take some of his hard-earned money. But yeah, people wonder, why do the people keep moving away from these states that have more and more regulations for business and people? Yep, and that's why. Guess what he's probably going to buy when he's in Florida? Copious amounts of crap he doesn't need. But again, maybe he wants to buy an extra Ferrari, or I don't know what he drives these days, another extra piece of property. So again, Florida's going to reap the benefits of those purchases because again, with cars, you have car registration taxes, and gasoline taxes, all that crap. But nevertheless, another reason to not live in Washington. 7% capital gains. And again, never forget the federal government's going to take your money as well. Now, the real question is how much is he going to sell and how much, obviously, eventually he might sell all of it or donate some of it or something like that. But will this actually cause the stock to drop a little bit or a lot? That's usually one of the biggest reasons why founders don't sell a lot of stock at once. And when I say a lot, I mean, a disproportionately high amount of value of the stock at once. Probably Walton's also the family that started Walmart. I mean, usually don't see them selling stock, but every couple of years at most. So again, holding the stock also stabilizes the company price per share. And again, Bezos is 60, so he's thinking about what else can he do, or what he wants to do with the rest of his life. Was it this who he married, the gal who only dates rich dudes? Sure, she's totally immoral and not mentally vacuous at all, of course. But yeah, it is fascinating. There's a lot of people wondering why are all these wealthy entrepreneurs and all of these folks selling stock this year? Do they see something we can't? Granted, not financial advice. I have no idea. Or maybe he just needed a little extra jingle in his pocket. Again, another lost opportunity. Imagine how much money someone could have made if they bought Amazon stock all those years ago. That yep. That's why I never give financial advice. Timing is half everything in life, and the stock market, yeah, it's some might argue it's educated gambling, but again, you really never know what's the stock price going to do. But let me know, do you think Jeff Bezos is going to, if anything, try to sell you more stock this year? And I guess how much do you think he'll allow himself to be diluted in terms of, again, he's one of the largest shareholders, individual shareholders of the company now. Do you think he has any preference if he just were to liquidate it all or sell it all to zero? Let Let me know in the comments. As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.